So good afternoon, welcome back to another Republic of Motorsport. This is round 5 from the circuit here in the France, Le Castellet, the circuit of Paul Ricard. And unfortunately, the bad news to kick off, we've got 14 drivers only for today, so you might see a bit more of a mix in terms of what strategy to run. I think we're going to get limited running here in qualifying, as I'm joined by the one and only Mr. Matthew Collier.
Good day, Richie. How you doing?
Fantastic, the sun is shining, the weather is sweet, and I think that's why we're missing a few drivers. They're sunning themselves outside by the look of it, Matt.
Yeah, I should think so. I am having my own personal technical difficulties right now. I'm just restarting my game because I was sat on a loading screen. I was forever looking at the last corner of France, and to be honest, I would like to see it with some cars going around it sometime soon.
So this circuit has everything there. Well, it should have everything in order to deliver good racing. We've got some really high-speed long straights into some really slow-speed corners. Should make for some good overtaking, but it does tend to favour a bit of a train. So we just need to do a little rain dance and pray for rain. But the fact Stubbsy and James have both opted for a medium is not filling me with absolute hope. Let's talk through the contenders that we've got in with us today. We've got ROM Ford, formerly known as Rooney. We've got ROM Ludlow. We've got Drazzy, Fronhoff, Yanni Jans. Maitland has been confirmed as a full-time driver in the championship now, I can confirm. We've also got Weston's Sink Stubbsy is reserving this year, and he's also using no line, and we expect him to struggle today around this circuit because so much runoff. It's pretty hard sometimes to pick a braking marker board, etc. As we can see, another difficulty of this circuit is invalidations, and we've already got one there for Maitland. But also on the grid today we've got Dacey. He's also invalidated his lap time. We've got Lorne, Lucky, Lambert, Aki, we've got James and Tommy Real.
Yeah, good to see all the invalidations coming in nice and early. I think we're going to see a lot of those here in qualifying and in the race as well. We're going to see a lot of those track limits penalties. So yeah, going to be a tricky one for the drivers. It's going to be all about keeping it calm and keeping it consistent to bring home that victory.
Yeah. And if you're joining us in the chat, please pray for rain. We need a bit of rain to really spice up this Grand Prix here today. Let's see what we get though. Most drivers going out on the softs, which is what sort of strategy would you go for here, Matt, in this kind of lobby? What would you be looking to start on?
Mediums would be preferential, and do a medium to hard strat. It's quite high on the tyre wear here, quite bad for tyre temperatures as well. You've definitely got to watch it, and those who start on the softs will struggle early on with the high fuel. So yeah, I would definitely want to start on the mediums and then go that hard to the end.
Yeah, make it a bit more of a simple Grand Prix that way. But let's see if they're all going to throw a dummy out and maybe back off before the end of their cycle laps. Just get a feel for the circuit on the soft tyre. Of course, you're only going to have one set of medium compounds in order to do your lap time on, as we've got just over 13 minutes remaining of this short qualifying format.
It's 13 minutes to go, and nobody has set a time as of yet.
Whilst we wait for them to come flying in, we'll just check in with the championship, and it is that man ROM Ford who leads the way on 73 points. He has a 20-point margin, with Dacey on 53 points, and then another step of 10 points to Drazzy and Tommy Real, both tied on 43. Pez is on 42, but not here today to defend that 5th place in the championship. Then we've got front half Lucky Lambert, Lorne, Yanni Jans, James Ludlow, Pullen, Celtic, Weston's, Stubbsy, AMG, Maitland, Racing Carl, Shaney, Beto, Givads, Stato, Despicable Dogs, Dunsworth and Camo. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, it is Ferrari that lead the fight on 79 points, with McLaren hot on the heels on 74 points. Then it's Mercedes, Alfa Romeo, Alfa Tauri, Williams, Haas, Renault, Racing Point and the Red Bull. We've got some times now, Matt.
Yes, indeed we do. We've got the first 5 cars over the line. It's Yanni Jans who's currently fastest in the Renault on a 128.3. It's then a couple tenths back to Weston's. Then it's Dronhardt, Aki and Ludlow, all time set on the soft compound tyre as well. So I should imagine those guys are now confirmed in on at the softs, unless they've purposely left some time in it. Maitland's also just crossed the line to go P5 on a 31.0, but I should imagine he's got time in there. Maybe, like I say, leaving it a little bit of time on the table so he can go for the mediums late on in the session.
Yep, as we can see, Stubbsy has exited pit lane on his medium compound. Tommy's staying put, and yeah, you could become a cropper if you leave it too late. Try and go out, invalidate, spin, or worse. Then yeah, you shoot yourself in the foot. Let's check in with James in the pink Panther, the pink Mercedes, soon to become the green Mercedes. How excited are you to see Aston Martin on the grid this year, man?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I hope their livery, I hope they have a good livery and they don't mess about. I know they've got the BWT sponsor back on that car now. Hopefully they don't put too much pink on it, because I don't particularly like the pink.
Nah, that wouldn't work
at all well with the green.
Hopefully it's just the blue text on the green. I think that will work very nicely. Oh, James in the box. Abort.
Got Stubbsy's pushing on a set of mediums. I think he's going to be the next one round to the line as well. Indeed, he will be. He's coming towards the final sector of this French Grand Prix circuit. Paul Ricard is sweeping through the flat-out right-hander, and then he comes into this double apex right-hander, very harsh on that front left tyre. Picks up a lot of wear here. Gets back on the throttle, runs it out towards the curb, before heading left again off camber corner here. Very easy to lock up the inside front. Now we're back onto a little switch there under acceleration, might cost him slightly. Brings the car into the left again, then taking fairly late apex before coming back to the right. Final corner, one of the slowest on the track. Hit the throttle, up the traction, drive to the line now. 8th gear engaged. He goes P5 at 128.9, and that is on his medium tyres.
And his teammate has put himself up into P2. It's lucky for Lambert, a 28.4. Who else we got on a lap? Is Stubbsy going again? He's backed right out. So, big week coming up, Matt. Tuesday, we have 2 cars are going to be delivered, unveiled. They're going to get their kit off, and we're going to see what colour their skin is. And that is going to be the Alpine on Tuesday, as well as Mercedes. We've got a double date on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday you're going to see the Aston Martin. So not long to wait, something to look forward to this week. And then I think on the Friday we've got the Williams. Don't expect to see any major changes on the Williams, do we?
No, probably not. Yeah, but a lot of the car launch is coming out now, and that's just, it fills me with excitement because it means F1 season is nearly back in testing. Not too far away then. When is testing? What date do we get that started?
I believe it's the 12th to the 14th of March, so we've just got a few weeks to go. And we're going to be over in sunny Bahrain, not Barcelona unfortunately. But yeah, we'll be in Bahrain for only a limited 3 days of testing. There'll be the track will be open from 7 AM local time up till 4 PM I do believe, every day. So it's going to be a very rigorous testing because of course they've got a new compound of Pirelli as well to run this year, quite drastically changed. Not as drastic as it will be next year with the 18-inch low profile makeup of the tyre, but yeah, a lot of numbers to be punched in, especially in that McLaren team with the new Mercedes power unit in the back there. They're going to have to do a lot of number crunching and the correlation from the factory to the circuit.
Yeah, for some teams there won't be too much to do. Like, I think Mercedes will be running basically what they have last year, but then, yeah, like you say, for a team like McLaren where they've got a new engine, new drivers as well, a lot of teams, they're going to need to get used to their new machinery before the season starts, so very important time for some of that grid. I'm just noticing, Rich, we've got a few more cars coming out now on medium tyres. Maitland has come out on the mediums, like I said. We've also got Mr. Ford, Jason James, Tommy Real out on mediums. Ludlow's set a time on mediums as well.
Yeah, so they'll be coming in thick and fast to be a late flurry of lap times. And that's the ideal compound to be on. Yeah, and the Ferrari Mats, your car, will be coming out on March the 10th.
March 10th. We've gone last this year. That's poor from us going so late.
Do you think it's going to be red?
It better be red. it will be red. Since when have you seen a Ferrari Formula 1 car that's not red?
Yeah. Oh, and Dacey's out! That is on track. A strange place to do it by the look of it.
Yeah, that is a... How do you...
He's coming up to him here, just on the right hand side.
I don't know if he's dropped it on the outside, but he's got quite far away from the exit of turn 2. Then being in the barriers, that's really strange.
That's the thing with this circuit. It's got a lot of runoff. So to do that much damage, I mean, coming out of that that long left adder to that back straight, you can do it. But right handers, really.
Did he like drop his controller or something, or
He's
spin
dropped the
it
ball.
and decide he didn't need to brake for when he spun or something? 4.5 goes fastest, the 27.8, and that's the Alfa Romeo on provisional pole for the time being, and that is on a set of soft compound tyres though, which may be the sub-optimal strategy.
Well, you know, this is one of the favourites for the championship leader, Mr. B Ford himself. He's currently rounding the final sector. He's on that medium tyre. Can he put himself in contention or at the front end, the sharp end of the grid as we come around the final corner and onto the main straight? Here comes B Ford. Is it going to be good enough as he crosses the line? No.
Only P9 for B Ford at 29.0. He's backed off, so has he got time to pit and go again, or maybe he's got the fuel to do another run?
Yeah, I think if you're wise, you would have fueled for a second run, because if you come back into the pits, you still got your out lap, your in lap. You're going to put extra wear on your tyres as well, so it would have been better off to just do a cool down, maybe go again. But let's see. This is an opportunity now for some of the boys who don't normally get pole position to really stamp their claim and have a good start. Hopefully the quicker guys get trip over themselves towards the back of the grid, as Lucky Lambert puts himself now up onto the front row of the grid with a 28.013. Very good, decent lap from him.
Yeah, it'll be the quick guys towards the back, and they'll be on the medium tyre off the start, so they'll probably be slow away. You can often struggle for wheel spin on that tyre, and I think Maitland did, if I remember correctly, in the week on Thursday in HSA, started on a medium tyre, and you were in that race. Am I right in thinking he crashed before turn 1?
Yeah, on the straight bit of tarmac, you mean, that goes down towards turn 1, yeah.
Yeah, that very straight bit of road, very straight is how I would describe it.
Yeah, that very straight piece of tarmac, he managed to spin around somehow. He's been blaming the car, I've heard, but it's all driver. It's all driver.
I don't see how it can be the car. I mean, is it like a NASCAR? Was it set up to turn left, or... Oh. Honestly, Maitland, such a bottle job. We've got two Mercedes on laps, that's Struzzi and Lawn. They are both on the soft compound of tyre. Stubbsy and Ford, James and Dacey all will not be improving. They have retired from the session. Of course, it was Dacey who did whatever he did to end up in that barrier. Lawn improving by 35,000. Struzzi, though, is the car ahead on track and will get to the line first. We'll see what kind of time he can put together as he's coming through the final sector now. Being cautious on the brakes into the left-hander there, just trying to make sure you don't lock up that inside front. Of course, they are going to have to start on these tyres, provided it doesn't rain, and judging by how many people have gone mediums, I don't think it's going to. A look up for Drazzy coming through the final corner, but he's on the throttle now and he's running to the line. And we'll see what these two Mercedes can do. First, Drazzy goes fastest, provisional pole for Drazzy. It's a 27.8. Lawn crossed the line.
And it's raining.
Did not improve. And you are right, it has just started raining at the end of qualifying here. And that means that surely, unless someone is on an absolute flyer of a lap right now, Drazzy is going to be taking pole position for the French Grand Prix.
Front half has come back out to defend his throne at the front of the order, but it's going to be too little too late. And this is all a bit about timing here, and the Mercedes seem to have timed their runs to perfection and secured that front row position by the look of it. Maitland is opted to come back out on the U set of medium tyres. I'm going to question that one. I don't think he can go much quicker, and especially as the track will be deteriorating rather rapidly. I think P11 is a very good spot for him to be starting the grid on. And anyone on the flyer?
No, I think the rain, it's come down quite heavy quite quickly as well, to be fair. It's not like sometimes you get the rain that falls and you can sort of just keep pushing through it and you don't feel that much of an effect. It's already come down quite harshly, so I don't think we're going to see any improvements. Weston's, I don't think he's on a push, to be honest. I think he's coming into the pits. So I think, yeah, we've now got 25 seconds quali. Normally now the bit of quali where we're all getting a bit excited as everybody finishes their final runs, and the rain has said no. Someone do some donuts, come on. Try it. Have some fun.
Yeah, let's entertain the fans. Keep us amused at least, anyway.
Yeah.
So we prayed for rain, but it delivered at the wrong time. We won it in the race.
Yeah, I think we're getting a dry race as well. So the rain is like, instead of making this more interesting, it has just ruined it, hasn't it?
Yeah. Here us now disabled. The quality's finished.
Box into tyre, box into tyre.
So that is it for qualifying here at the circuit of Paul Ricard for the French Grand Prix Round 5 of the Republic of Motorsport Championship. We're going to have a short interlude and then we'll get into the race. But it's Drazzy, the Belgian, who takes the front row, the pole position here for the French Grand Prix. Front half will join him, the Croatian up alongside him. Then it's Lucky Lambert and Westerns. We've got Yanni Ans and Lawn. We've got Aki and Stubbsy. We've got B Ford and Tommy Rill. And then on the free tyre choice and strategy, maybe watch out for a few of these guys to start on a hard compound will be Maitland, Ludlow, James and Dacey.
Yeah, so we have, I don't know what Dacey's going to do for tyres, to be fair. I assume he'll put mediums on. Maybe he chooses to start on the hard, I don't know, coming from the back. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, Matt, I think you should have taken a racing.
I was so tempted to, mate, and I thought, no, I'll be nice and I'll do it with Rich.
You could be my ride along, you know what I mean? Give me a driver's eye view of the commentary.
All right, next time we get a small grid, I'll just sneak into a Red Bull or something.
It's got to be a Ferrari. You'll have a Ferrari, didn't you?
It does have to be. I think we have both Ferraris taken today, haven't we? Or is it only one here? Oh no, only one, sir. I could have had a Ferrari today.
Mr. Tifosi himself. So as we was discussing, now Vettel's moved into green. You going to convert to green or are you going to stay loyal to your colours?
Oh, Rich, it's tricky questions like these. They're just, I don't know. I think when Alonso left Ferrari back in 2014, I stayed as a Ferrari fan and just wanted to see Fernando do well. I think that's probably what's going to happen with Vettel. I want to see him do well in his new team, but I'll still be a supporter of the Ferrari. And I've got a message here from Dacey. In case you wonder why I'm slow, I forgot to put a setup on. So Dacey bringing out the excuses already.
Dacey, rule number 101. I mean, I'm not too good. You know, I forget that we have full qualifying and stuff like that, but To forget to put your setup on. That's pretty basic. Come on, lad. You're better than that. But how will...
I don't think you'll want to talk, Rich, to be honest. I think after the events that happen every Monday, I have to remind you that it's full quali. I have to remind you that if you're outside the top 10, you've got a free tyre choice. I have to remind you that it's lap 1 and you need to move off the line. It's just a mess, really, Rich, isn't it?
Oh, and don't forget engage gear 1. That always helps as well.
Yes, you always forget to put the clutch in. You're hitting the throttle off side like why isn't it moving? I'm like, Rich, you need to pull the paddle in, and you're like, cheers, mate. Always the same. Always the same.
Yeah. If you're wondering what we're on about, we compete in the CSR Championship calendar season racing, which takes place on Mondays, and you can check out that on Twitch, CSR_F1. If you're bored on a Monday evening around 8 p.m, tune into that. It's always a good racing championship. Tuesdays we do an F2 series as well. You can see on Wednesdays Rooney, he takes place in the Assetto Corsa Competizione grid, and this week we head into Misano, I do believe. And then Thursdays we host a High Speed Apex Championship. That's another F1 event. That's at 8 o'clock again on the CSR channel. Fridays we have CSR Tier 3s as well. So we've got something for every day of the week. The main event, of course, the Republic of Motorsport, takes place every Sunday, 4:30, of course, dependent on the actual F1 events and timetable itself. But we've been given the green light by Race Control to get this one going.
Yeah, I'm glad you said dependent on the real life F1, because I will just warn you in advance. I'm not doing this instead of watching an actual Grand Prix. You know, just throwing that one out there. Yeah, we got the green light from Race Control, and we are ready to go racing at Paul Ricard.
And that goes for F2 as well.
Yeah.
Because I missed one F2 race last year, and I was like gutted for it. You know, I took priority over this, and I should have stuck to it because it was near the end of the championship, and it was a thriller. And the results got a bit spoiled. It was in Bahrain, sir. So.
Alright, yeah. You should have been there for Bahrain, Rich, and that's that end of season last year, wasn't it? That's poor from you. Should have been this off, honestly.
Here we go on the formation lap. Drazzy on the front row here, alongside in front half. They're going to be battling it out. Not too often are they in the lead of the Grand Prix, and they're going to want to have that pride of leading down into turn 1. Then we've got Lucky Lambert. A good performance from Lucky Lambert to be the first on the second row there in his Haas. And we've got Westerns in his Racing Point. We've got Yanni Hans, Lorne, Aki, Stubbsy, B Ford, Tommy Rill, Maitland, Ludlow, James and Dacey. What kind of strategies have the drivers gone for out of the top 10, man?
Let me have a quick look. So, the top 7 all on the soft sides, and I think that does mean they're going to have to do the 2-stop. I don't see them being able to 1-stop it unless they can really stretch this first stint. I doubt that's going to happen. Then outside of that top 7, we got Stubbsy on mediums, B Ford mediums, Tommy Real on mediums, Maitland has gone for the hards, Ludlow and James mediums, and Dacey also, with no setup, has gone for the hards. They got no setup here with the tyre pressures. Oh, your tyres are going to be like 127 degrees. Yeah, that's unfortunate for you, Dacey. You're going to be in a lot of pain right now.
Here we go, round 5 of the Republic of Motorsport here in Le Castellet in the south of France. A beautiful setting, a tricky circuit. Watch out for them curbs, watch out for those penalties, and please no one bin it. We've already got 14 drivers. I'm going to hand over to Mr. Matthew Connolly, as always, for the start of the French Grand Prix.
Dacey is the final car. He's on his hard tyres and he's pulling into his grid slot now. And the green flags are being waved, which means we are ready to go racing here at Paul Ricard. It's Drazzy on pole, it's Ron RP2. Which one will be in the lead by the time we reach that first corner? We are about to find out as we wait for the lights to come on ahead of the drivers. Here we go then. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are racing at Paul Ricard. The lights are on for quite a long time there, but they're all away smoothly. Or are they? Because Drazzy's going backwards already. Thron half down the outside. Is he going to be able to take the lead into turn 1 down the outside? Yes, he is. That's Thron half who leads then from Drazzy. We got Lucky Lambert settles in P3. Then it's Weston's Aki Yanian. Lorne, who's coming under pressure now as Ford comes to the outside of him. And that's some late braking there from Lorne. Nearly runs into the back of Yanian. And Ford there in the background just falling backwards ever so slightly. We've got a car off track there, and the timing tower's doing its normal thing and having a meltdown. I'm going to stop talking for 5 seconds to catch my breath.
And we've got a Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo going wheel to wheel here down the straight, and really suffering there is Tommy Real. He slipped down a few positions. Ludlow's through. James has got through as well. He's coming down into the heavy braking zone. Of course, the soft tyres are going to be extra premium at this point, but they're going to be very soon scrubbed rubber and in the bin. So, oh, look at this. Drazzy at the front of the order. He's going to try and go for the lead of the Grand Prix. Goes up the inside. We're coming into the long left-hander. And this is going to be really tricky. The right-hander, Richard, I'm looking the wrong way. And there's still wheel-to-wheel. Excellent respect shown between the two drivers. But it looks like front office is going to come out on top. A little kiss of the rear wing there. And they're still going for it. This is excellent racing, Matt.
This is absolutely brilliant stuff. They're a little bit aggressive at the end there, and here comes Drazzy again having a look. It'll be the outside with the hairpin. Can he get the switch back? It might just work if he can get the traction, but I think Thronhalf has just got it. It's going to be Drazzy who'll use some of his overtake button, and they're going to go side by side all the way down towards the first corner, and the has there of Lucky Lambert getting involved as well. They're going to go 3 wide into the first corner, and it looks like it'll be Drazzy who just holds on to the lead. Lucky Lambert still hanging on in there. He's side by side now with Ron Harp, who's now falling backwards. We've got Weston's getting involved. It's an amazing scrap here in the opening laps here at Paul Ricard, and Drazzy leads then from Lucky Lambert. It's Weston's P3, Ron Harp down to P4, and Stubbsy on his medium tyres already up in P5.
We just caught a glimpse of the strategies there. Looks like the soft runners will definitely have to go for a 2-stop strategy, but Stubbsy has done an excellent start to this Grand Prix. He's placed himself so nicely there in P5, and the cars ahead of him will soon start to peel off into the pit lane after how many laps do we think, Matt?
Not that many then. Some tyres will fade away as we've just seen Lorne get the move done on Yanians into the chicane. Now Yanians coming under pressure from Ford. He's down the inside into the high-speed right-hander, and that was an easy move in the end there for the McLaren on in medium tyres, and he looks to make progress back up the field now, currently in P8.
And they're putting on a real show here today, as we got James just going around Tommy Rule. We've got some damage there. I think that's from the Ferrari, and that's Tommy Rule missing an end plate, and that's going to cost him when he comes into the pits. We're starting on that medium tyre. That's not ideal. Looks like the hard runners, they're sticking with the pack as it is. It's a big DRS train. Front half just slipping out of that DRS as it stands. But everyone doing nicely so far.
Drazzy is maintaining that lead at the moment, and it's Aki, I think, who was just right up behind Stubbsy there, thinking about a move maybe. And we've got our first time penalties of the afternoon, and they go to Weston's Thronhalf and Aki after just 2 and a bit laps. Have already exceeded those track limits 3 times and got themselves a 3-second time penalty.
Aye. There we go, onto the back straight. DRS is now in effect, so we're going to see some smooth operation, some send-its, and the Westerns just having a little look there, not close enough. No one else looking to send one. Not at the minute, everyone's staying put, playing the long game.
Yeah, there was a little lock-up from Thronhalf, went a bit deep into the chicane, but Stubbsy ultimately just not close enough to have a go. They maintain P4 and P5 for the time being, as we've got cars side by side behind. It's Lorne and Aki down the inside into the double apex right-hander. Lorne got it done. Aki's trying for the switchback, can't get it done, and Lorne with a little bit loose there on the exit, but keeps it together. He's P6 now, Aki down in P7.
Yeah, Aki knows he needs to push now because he's got his teammate behind him, and B4's going to turn them tyres on very quickly now as these soft tyres start to fade, and there's a big concertina effect as well. The leader's starting to pull away. Front half now 2 seconds behind Westerns, and here comes Stubbsy. He's got front half.
Yeah, Stubbsy just breezed past there in a straight line. That's Stubbsy now up into P4. And he's just 2.2 seconds off the soft runners ahead of him. We've got the McLaren swapping places by the looks of it, down in sector 1, and that is Ford ahead of Aki. Aki down now to P8.
So currently 3 drivers with the penalties, Weston's, front half and Aki. I'd be surprised if it stays that way. It's a real cruel mistress. We've got someone round, Yanni Jans.
Yeah, Yanni Jans, I think contact with another driver there, potentially is spun round, and a little reset to track there as well, which is a bit naughty. I don't know whether the stewards will look at that in this league. I should think they might do. But he's now down into P14 and last place on this grid.
I didn't see nothing, Matt.
Do you know what? I didn't either, actually. I think I was imagining things, actually. Yeah. Now I've come to think of it.
So Drazzy out front has, held on to that position, and he's looking comfortable out there. As we've got Lucky Lambert as well, looking good in P2 as well as Weston's. Stubbsy starting to make the ground now on this front 3, and that's going to become ever present. The overlap of the tyres should happen around this lap, no, next lap, lap 5 probably. They'll start to really come into their own, the mediums, and we'll see them start to march up the order.
Yeah, absolutely. The last season's champion has not taken a win yet upon his return. He had a bit of a scruffy race in Italy. Didn't take part last week after we had the lobby reset. He's looking to get himself a win here as that's Mr. Ford putting himself up into P6 now ahead of Lorne, the McLaren driver, making good progress. And for him, he's just got to make sure that he doesn't let Stubbsy get away, because ultimately that's who he's racing here today.
He's got to do that, and also respect them track limits. We've seen that catch him out a few times over this past season or so. As we're heading out into lap 5. Anyone close enough to make a move? Here comes Aki right on the back here of Lorne. Important to get good exits here. He runs over the curbs there. That's not going to aid his traction. And James right on the back of Ludlow. Is he going to make a move into this right-hander here? Both on that medium compound of tyre. We've got cars battling up ahead as well. That's B Ford right up front half's gearbox now, and he's going to go up the inside. Quite an audacious move. Getting up on the curve there. Dangerous position.
And it is Ron Hart who holds on for that one, as we've got a car in the pits already. That's Lucky Lambert who's coming to the pits to change off his soft tyres. And here comes Rooney. Thought he was about to get a brilliant launch off the last corner, drop traction, but now he's got the DRS. He'll get it done anyway, and that's now Mr. Ford up into P4, and he can now get after Stubbsy ahead of him.
We're just settling down a bit into this Grand Prix. We've got Tommy Real making a bit of a resurgence, and he's trying to catch up to ROM James up ahead of him and stay with this medium runners pack. This is going to be the key battleground. Probably net race leader will be Stubbsy, then B Ford, potentially Ludlow at this point. We'll see how the soft runners do. The guys that have fit, what tyres have they opted for?
Lucky Lambert box, he's put the hard tyre on, which is surprising. So he's going to try and go to the end then. That'll be 21 laps on this set of tyres, which is a big ask around this track to do any kind of long stint like that, but might just be doable. We'll see how he gets on this one. Obviously decided he didn't want to do the 2-stop, because you do lose so much time in the pits here. It's a very long pit lane, and it's very slow. It's one of the ones they limited to 37 miles an hour rather than 60, so not ideal. Yeah, see how he gets on.
Still a long way to go. Lap 6 of 27 here in the Castellet, and Drazzy leads from Weston's. We already had one of the soft runners box. We've got a few more in now.
Yeah, that's Thronhardt, Lorne and Aki all coming in together there. And we're going to see what tyres they go for. We've got the Mercedes of Lorne. He's gone for the medium tyre. We've got Aki's in the box. That's medium tyres. Thronhardt, I can see going for mediums as well. And the other one I'm seeing coming in is Yanni Jans, who of course had that spin, and he's gone for the hard tyre. So a little bit of variation in strategy again there. Lucky Lambert does come out ahead of all these guys there by quite some margin as well.
That's just showing how much pain He was enduring on that softer compound, really struggling for traction. And we've got a nice freeway battle here, and it is between Ludlow, James and Tommy Real. Looks like James is hunting down Ludlow. It's not going to be close enough come this corner, so he's got to really line it up and try and get a good exit out of the next corner. So it's going to pay you back all the way down this back straight now, as we expect to see Drazzy and Westerns respond and come into the pits this lap now.
I should think so. They've extended a bit longer than the other top runners, but I very much would expect them to come in at the end of the track, potentially for the hard tyres. That might be why they're extending a bit, just to try and make sure they can get hard to the end, but we will see.
Look like we're running really wide here, and James looks a lot more tighter and a lot more hooked up around here, and yep, into the pits comes the leader. So
not Westerns though. Not Westerns, just Drazzy, which has surprised me actually.
Down the main straight, here comes James. He's going to make a move on Ludlow down into turn 1. He's going to have the inside line open to him, and that's a pretty cut and dry move for him. Let's keep an eye on Lambert, where he comes out in relation to the rest of the grid. Well, he's already out, Rich, but you know what I mean. Here comes Drazzy. So, like pitting early, he's inherited the lead, the net lead, shall we say?
Yeah, we're going to assume it's the net lead. That of course provides that he ends up ahead of Stubbsy and those guys who start on the medium. And also that he's going to the end. I assume that he will be. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I saw someone do stuff the hard around the French Grand Prix. But then again, I also don't remember the last time I watched a French Grand Prix. So yeah, we'll see.
Here we go, we've got a nice scrap here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. And it's Tommy Real again on the back of Ludlow. And them hard runners are starting to close in on this pack, as we got the Alfa Romeo running off track, running wide. And that invites Tommy Real an open invitation. He's going to have to stick it round the outside now. Patari's just in back there saying, come together, lads. Give me the position. And into the pits is Westerns.
Yeah, that's Westerns in the box. We'll see what tyres he goes on to. But yeah, the Alfa Romeo just went really wide there. Lucky not to lose position there. That corner is very on camber, and as soon as you run off the track though, it's flat. The road is flat and you lose so much grip so quickly. We've got yellow flags.
That is front half. No, what's happened to front half?
Binala, that's what's happened to front half. He's gone round, something's happened, and that's unfortunate for him. Westerns has put the hard tyres on, comes up behind Lucky Lambert, will be ahead of Lawn. Oh dear, front half. What's going on there? Oh, here comes Ford going for the lead. On Stubbsy down the inside. At the end of the DRS straight, it's a nice simple move, a little bit late on the brakes down Stubbsy, and he's put himself up into the leader. Stubbsy gets very twitchy on the exit of the corner there, nearly spun off into a barrier, keeps it together and holds on for P2 as Maitland then picks up a 3-second time penalty, but that is B Ford into what could become the race lead when these guys make their stops. We'll see where they come out in comparison to those around them.
Yeah, Ford is really flying along at this point because he Stubbsy had about a 2-second advantage over him, so he's really gone to work, and it's been hammer time for B Ford, and you can see he was already stretching out that advantage up to 7 tenths. It's going to be a second very soon at this rate.
How much time do you lose in the pits here, roughly?
For around 25, I would imagine. Not quite sure.
These. I'm just looking at the gaps to the leaders. I think these guys are going to come out potentially behind Lorne and Aki. It's going to be very close with those two. Stacey there picks up a 3-second. Drazzy sets the fastest lap of the race, but of course he will have to pit again. So I don't think he is in the net race lead. But good to see he's going to have pace to hunt down the guys ahead of him in those closing laps.
Yeah, Drazzy's really got to make this strategy work now, because he's opted for the medium tyre, so it means he's going to have to stop again in this Grand Prix. So he's going to have to start dicing through the field. He's got 9.5 seconds to the next car up ahead of him, which is this battle of the harder compound tyres of Maitland, who are battling currently with Tommy, etc. He's not doing enough at the minute. He's not dropping Lambert quick enough.
No, absolutely not. Lambert's doing a good job so far on those hard tyres. I think those hard tyres are going to be so dead by the end of the race. Like, maybe he needs to hope for a safety car. As the leader comes into pit lane, Stubbsy follows him in. James staying out on his mediums, Ludlow doing the same, as does Tommy Real. And of course the hard run stay up. So let's see then. This is the big one. Where are our leaders going to come out? They're going to both go to the hard tyres. If they don't, that would just be weird. Why would you bother starting the mediums? If you're not going to do the one stop, I think Stubbsy will come out behind Ford. Yep, no change between those two in the pit lane. They're behind Drazzy. That's the first one. They're behind Lucky Lambert as well. Let's see, where's Weston's coming out? Weston's is past them. Lorne, oh, it's going to be close. He's going to split them. Lorne will split the pair of them. He's ahead of Stubbsy, but not Ford.
No!
Oh, what
disaster!
happened there?
Oh, we had a big speed differential on the apex there. We had a quick car just rear end. Oh no. Aye, aye, aye. Stubbsy has left. He's got major damage.
And past Maitland, by the way.
Yeah, good battle here.
Yeah, good three-way battle then for P4's. That's Tommy Real up into that P4 slot now. But yeah, I don't really know what happened there. Well, there was some lag as well because one car was going.
Oh, and up the inside the Alpha Tauri. That's Maitland. What a move! He's not got it done.
Oh, it's going to be a squeeze on the exit, and Maitland's forced off the track, but he's got it done anyway. The stewards might want to have a quick look at that, although they won't now because Tommy Real pulls into the pits anyway, and I think that is the last of our medium runners all in the pits now. No, Ludlow will be the final of the medium runners to come into the pits.
So that's really taking the pressure off Mr. Ford now as well. That's taken his main competitor out of the race. We've lost Stubbsy. He's the ghost of Stubbsy is still with us today. We can try and speak to the ghost of Stubbsy a bit later, but really gutting to see that contact there. And Lorne has also opted to retire.
No, that's on track bridge.
Oh!
Final sector, look, yellow flags.
On the safety car. Come on!
Go on, come on.
It's too much runoff though, isn't there?
They give us a safety car.
Please.
I'm begging you. No, okay, no safety car.
Not even a VSC.
Hey.
Boring.
Hey, hate this game so bad. Oh, well, we continue. We're now down with effectively 12 runners. Stubbsy no longer here, that's his ghost. Going to be lapping for the rest of the race. And we've got 15 laps of 12 car commentary. Never been more excited in my life.
The Ford right up the gearbox of a certain Mr. Westerns. This is the battle for P6 out on track. But it could also be the battle for the lead of the Grand Prix at this point, because looks like these drivers will be going to the end of the race. Lucky Lambert, of course, boxed earlier for them hards, and they're gaining time on him all the time. Ludlow, where will he come out? Going on for a fresh hard. Here comes B Ford. Westerns holds the inside line, but just got such a speed advantage with that DRS. We're going to go right around the outside, and that's like taking candy from a baby.
Easy stuff there. Coming real right on the back of Yanni Yans. Can't get anything done there towards the first corner. Oh, come on, Maitland. Dacey's not even got a setup on his ahead of you. Poor from you, Maitland. Honestly. What are you doing?
Honestly, Maitland. What is this? And he ends with a bit of a poor exit here. He's going to invite Tommy Real. He's going to have the DRS as well. He's already gaining on the car ahead. And Yanni Hans is going to be on the button defending. He's going to try and hold the inside line. The Ferrari is going to look to the outside. A bit of a late move there from Yanni Hans. And Tommy won't be too pleased about that. We're looking for a good exit again. And whilst we're speaking, we've got a side-by-side battle. James and Aki.
Yeah, they've just swapped places. That's James ahead now into P7. Aki down to P8. Yeah, like I say, a little bit of a late move from Yanni. Maybe Tommy Real could have gone for it on the inside as well there. Tries to go for it on the outside. But yeah, little late move there for the round.
And I think Maitland's heard you because he's closing in. Say that, and he's bottling it again, isn't
I know, but he's unbelievable, this guy. Unbelievable.
Here's Tommy's chance. This is the place to get it done. Is Yanni going to defend the inside this time? Oh, not quite close enough.
How far are the hard side runners going to go in this race then? When are we expecting them in?
Well, they're probably going to go hards to softs, you'd imagine. You see the soft runners probably going to want to box around lap 20, 19 maybe. What do you think? Around lap 20?
Yeah, it's got to go for about lap 20-ish if they can. The soft, if they want to go mediums, they can probably pit quite close to half race distance, to be fair. Which we're at now as well, so if their tyres are particularly worn, they may be able to just go for the mediums now, but I should imagine we're going to see these guys stretch, like you say, about like 20 for a set of softs. A lot of Westerns trying to close up the Mr. B Ford.
Comes Tommy up the inside. Oh, he has to back out because Yanni has just slams the door and says no thank you. Has a bit of a slap in the face. Tommy read it though well.
Yeah, you get the sense he's got those 5 lap fresh tyres, he's got the pace, he just can't make a move at the moment. We'll see if he can get one done in a few minutes time as Dacey picks up a 3-second car penalty.
Checking in at the front. Maitland still there lurking. Tommy again, not close enough. Maitland just hanging on in there. I suppose it's not the worst thing in the world. It's pretty, save a bit of energy. Have yourself in a bit of a better position come the pit stops and really go hard on the next stint.
Yeah, probably is what he's doing. To be fair, should we just offer a quick congratulations to Drazi, to Ford, and to Yanni Jens for not having a time penalty as of yet. Good job, guys. You're the only ones.
Yeah, we'll give you the Fair Play Award if you keep it that way towards the end of the races. Dacey has jumped into the pits, so that will be for a set of mediums, I think, Matt.
Yeah, I would think so. Your softs definitely won't go to the end from here. We'll see where he comes out. We'll see what tyre it will be. He's coming towards his pit box now, and he is indeed going for medium tyres. Currently P6, but we'll see where he drops down to. James goes by. Aki will be next to go by. Then Ludlow, Thron half will just about get this done, I think. And they're going to be quite close, but it is just about Thron half. So that's Dacey down to P10, and that's a good little reference.
Let's go around the outside into turn 1. He's got the inside for 2. And he's finally got it done. The Renault's coming back. He's going to be on the button. But the Ferrari's going to have the inside line. And that's Tommy finally through past Yanni Hans.
Well done, Tommy. He needed to get that one done. He had the pace, and he's got the position now, and he can get after the cars ahead of him.
Here comes Dacey as well. Considering this DRS straight, we haven't seen too much action down there, but he's gone down the inside as I say it. That's what we want to see. Lovely move.
Yeah, just late on the brakes, and got that one done. He's put himself into P9, and he's now got 4 seconds to close down to get up to the car ahead. Maitland in the pits as well, so they're both not stretching for softs. They are going to put mediums on.
Yeah, they've bitten the bullet, and in the long run, that will probably be the wiser choice. The longer you stay out on the hard, you're just going to be losing delta time, and you're going to have a lot of work to do on them softs, and they just won't be quick enough for enough laps for this race. Let's see where they slot back in.
We'll saw Thron half pull into the pit lane there and picked up a 5-second time penalty for his troubles as ROM James gets himself a 3-second penalty. I don't think Grazzi's doing enough right now on his medium tyres. Only 4 seconds clear of those on hards who will be going to the end of the race. So I think Grazzi is either going to have to really get the hammer down now and build that gap, or put in some kind of insane final stint if he wants to take the victory.
So here we've got Ludlow closing in on Aki. It looks like their mediums are done. They look like they're done. He's really struggling for pace at this point, Aki. And round the outside comes the Alfa Romeo. They're going to kiss wheels. And into this long right hander, you've got to have some respect. And McLaren's going to go deep. And we're going to try and switch back underneath him. You see the light flashing up ahead. We're harvesting energy at this point. And just looks like a matter of time before Ludlow's going to get through.
Yeah, that battery management is very crucial, and you can see that red light flashing. Like Richard said, he's harvesting on the straights, and you don't want to be doing that. You're going to be losing power, losing speed, and that should allow Ludlow to get this one done quite soon.
Saying that he's got a good exit out the final corner, and just got to be quick onto the straights around here. Use that button, and you're in a position to defend. B Ford now really taking some chunks out of Lambert up ahead of him. Lambert's probably going to hit the cliff in a few laps' time. Drazzy, is he going to go for another set of softs, do we think, Matt?
Yeah, he'll put the softs onto the end, and he'll be pushing as hard as he can. We'll see where do we expect him to come out. Let me just check the gaps. I believe we reckon about 25 seconds. He's going to come out around about P10, P11. So he'll have a lot of work to do as we've got racing there. Now for Romeo going off the track. You guys just see, I think that was Ludlow trying to get the move done on Aki running wide.
We've got Dacey, we've got Maitland. We've got a nice freeway scrap going on here. And look at this, the Alpha Tower is going to go up the inside. He's going to stick his nose in there. Dacey just couldn't turn in at that point. Oh, he's going to switch back.
He's turned in now, though, hasn't he? Probably sends it up the inside. A little bit of contact between the pair of them. Dacey perhaps left a bit too much space when Maitland got it done, but he's fighting back aggressively here. More contact there as Dacey gets squeezed out wide there. And for now, it looks like Maitland is going to win out on that battle, but he's run out of battery. He's not got battery. He's got it now as he crosses the line there. I think Matt still managed to set the fastest lap of the race, even though as he ran to the line, he was not able to use the battery deployment.
And Aki's just hanging on. He's got 12 lap old mediums, and he's just slowing his pack up, and he's going to come a cropper, come the main straight. But yeah, some great racing there. Dacey, he's going to want a piece of Maitland right now. He really is. 4.5 now with the fastest lap of 31.887. Here comes onto the back straight. Aki's going to be like a fish in a barrel right here, because Ludlow's going to get him almost before the DRS is even activated. And here we go. It's going to be 1, 2 or 3 positions lost down this straight now. And that's already 2.
We're going to stick with 2. Then Aki losing 2 places in one straight, and that's Maitland up in a P7. And Ludlow will be his next target. I think he's going to go for it already. He's trying to use battery as Dacey's now cleared Aki. He can get after this lot. Can Maitland go for it here into the right-hander? I think he's just going to be a bit too far behind, or is he? He sends one late down the inside. He's been left to space by Ludlow, and that's going to allow Maitland now to try and get some done over the outside. A little bit of contact there. Lucky Lambert pulls into the pits. We'll see what his tyres he goes on to in a moment. But that is Maitland still side by side then with Ludlow, and I think Maitland's got it done, or has he got it deep? Bit of contact there, and he's just tapped Ludlow, and he's managed to get the position, and now it's over to Dacey maybe to try and get this one done. Or will it be back to Ludlow? Because look at Maitland, he's having to harvest on the straight, harvesting all the time. Can he send one to the inside? He's just a bit too far behind.
This lad's putting on a real show for us here today. Ludlow being a bit cautious on the power because he ran wide out the corner. He doesn't want another time penalty. He needs to hang on to the back of Maitland up ahead of him on that medium compound of tyres. We've got a mix of strategy here. Ludlow doing well to hold on at this point as we've got another fastest lap from front half of 31.822. And Maitland with a good exit. Ludlow's going to come under pressure now. Here comes Dacey onto the back straight. He's going to have DRS in effect. Ludlow hasn't got it. Maitland's checked out already. And here comes Dacey. It's going to be a nice easy move up the inside.
That breezes through, and that puts the Williams up in a P6. And that will be him now able to try and stay with Maitland, as these guys will now get after James, who's up ahead on worn hard tyres. Hopefully they can catch and maybe have a go at him before the end of this race.
I expect to see Drazzy in any time now. He's going to stay out for yet another lap, and he's going to be costing himself time. The gap is 4.6 seconds to be forward behind him.
Speaking of pitting, we saw Lucky Lambert pit. He was on hard tyres. We thought he might be trying to stretch to the end, but he's decided that that was just not going to work. He boxed for softs now, and he'll be pushing to the end of this one, closing up to Yanni Ans now.
Yanni Ans on 13 lap old hard tyres. Again, is he going to make it to the end at this point? Is he going to be really tiptoeing around the circuit? See the confidence oozing through Lambert at this point. You put them red stickies on, there's no better feeling. You've been suffering on them old hard tyres. It's like a new lease of life on that Haas car, and he's going to get a beautiful traction out of this corner, and surely it's going to be an easy dub here as he's going to get in the toe of Yanni Ans. He's going to pull out, he's going to activate the DRS, he's going to get the overtake on, and he's going to get P9.
Easy stuff there for Lambert. Just, use of the DRS, bit of overtake mode, and that's him up into P9. And we'll see if he can now get after Tommy Real, after Ludlow. And those guys up ahead of him, they'll be struggling on their much more worn hard compound tyres. Now, where is Drazzy? Is he coming into the pits? No, he's still going. You can't go to the end on that, surely.
Drazzy, you're a madman.
He's trying. I think he's trying. Well, Rooney's, I've called him Rooney. I was doing so well not calling him Rooney, and I've done it there.
Rooney!
Ford is gaining on him now. That got down to 3.8 seconds. So those mediums are definitely falling away. He'll get a puncher. You can't take mediums to the end. But
Weston's is like one of them fishes that hangs onto the back of the big fish, you know. He's just sitting there in the slipstream of B Ford, hanging on in for the ride. Very impressed so far.
If he can save some battery by just kind of using the DRS to stay with him, he might be in with a shout here in the final few laps.
So how long can Drazzy go? Can he make it to the end? Will he pick up a puncher? And I think it's just a matter of time before B Ford catches him. He's clawing in the time, about half a second on this lap alone. And that's only going to get greater as the laps trickle on down. On lap 22 of 27 here in Le Castellet. And closest battle on track is this one here, Westons and B Ford at the moment. Ludlow's closing in on Dacey. I'm
There's
not
no
sure.
way Drazi's going to the end. I'm so sorry for the quietness. I'm just trying to think about all the... How is... No way that Drazi's going to get to the end. You can't do soft to mediums here. Nah, it's not possible. I refuse to believe that that strategy is going to work for him. But yeah, we got Lucky Lambert closing up to the back of Tommy Real. Now he's caught those guys ahead of him. He'll be looking to get that move done as soon as he can. We've got Maitland now on the back of James. I think he might be looking to get the move done on the run down towards the chicane, as we've got swapping places there. It's Aki now ahead of Thron Half as well. And James going very defensive there off the corner.
Yeah, very defensive, and for good measure. He's got a lot of penalties to his name, and is really going to suffer at the end of this Grand Prix. Maitland doing a stellar job. Remember that gap earlier on in the Grand Prix was around 9/10 of a second to Dacey behind him, and he's really just stretched his legs in this part of this phase of the Grand Prix and closed right up on James.
The gap between the two leaders is down to 1.5 seconds. You can really tell Drazi's tyres have died, unfortunately for them. Rest in pepperonis. Drazi, he might be able to hold on for a P3 if they don't blow up. I will give him that. He'll probably get a podium. It's just, I am so convinced they're gonna blow up. It'd be nice if we could see the tyre telemetry as well.
Here comes Maitland. Is he going to have a little sniff down into T1? No, he's just going to park it nicely. So close to the rear end of James there. And he's going to wait for the back straight, it seems, and have a go for P4. Also got Lambert closing in on Ludlow. And that's a three-way battle. They're all closing up on Dacey, it seems. Watch out for that one. That's going to spice up very, very soon. Is Maitland going to be close enough on this occasion? James is again weaving, trying to break the toe. Let's have a look back here, because Lambert, he's got Ludlow in his sights. He's on that fresh tyre. He's going to be able to brake a lot later. Ludlow up the inside. He's going to try and hang it around the long way of Dacey. And that's compromised him on the exit of the corner. And that's going to hand the position here to Lambert. And he's got Dacey in his sights. Yeah, let's look.
Rich Bell for the lead. Rooney round the outside of Drazi. Side by side as the McLaren gets forced off the track there. But he's just pulled through into the race lead. But he's had to let him back go because he got the move done off the circuit. He'll still hang on though around the outside now. He'll have the inside for that final corner. And there goes Ford. He's through into the race lead. He just sent one down the outside of Drazi in that final second. You could just really tell he was struggling on those tyres, and he will continue to struggle as here comes Westerns now to the outside of turn one, and nothing Drazi can do on his mediums. Has he got a puncher? He's got a puncher front right. Drazi, it's gone. I told you it wouldn't work.
The front right
puncher for Drazi. Maitland's made the move now on James down the inside, and Maitland doesn't know it yet, but he's about to inherit a podium position as we got Drazi has to cut a corner there as well after struggling so much with his punch. Picks up a 10-second penalty, and I think that is our pole sitter who's going to be out of this race. He's weaving in frustration. Oh dear, oh dear, he should have pitted. He should have just gone for the softs and committed to the two-stop. Maitland picks up a 3 seconds, and it will now be Weston's fastest forward for the win.
Oh, Weston's make him sweat. Lucky Lambert gets past Dacey. Got the yellow flag. That's the stricken Mercedes just pulling off to the side, it seems. And damn.
Well, I don't know if that's just not being able to cope with having the three wheels on his car, or whether he's just done that out of frustration, because he is now going to be out of the points and there will be nothing he can bring home from this race. Very unfortunate for Drazi, but he's hanging on in there in that DRS range though. We are starting lap 26 of 27, and Weston's has not got the battery, but he's still just staying right with Ford. Unfortunately, Weston's got a time penalty. I think even if he does take the lead, he won't actually get to keep his win. But maybe just put Rooney under a bit of pressure.
Just give him a little squeeze. You know,
Yeah.
just test the track limits with Ford. See if he's on his last warning, maybe. You know, get your elbows out a little bit. All in good sporting, of course. Jazzy finally makes it into pit lane, and here comes Westerns. He's got the DRS. Is he going to go down the inside? You betcha he is. He's going to go late on the brakes, and he's going to get the move done, and he's going to take the lead of the Grand Prix.
And now it's lovely stuff for Westerns, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to pull the gap he needs. Rooney, look how much better he's got that battery deployment. He's coming back at him. Can Ford go down the inside? And he's been left the space through Sean corner, and he'll now have this line through Lavote, and that is Ford back into the lead. But can Weston slip one up the inside? No, he can't, as they're tucking behind once again.
Come on, boys. Tommy Real as well is right on the back of Ludlow as they come into this long right-hander. So many lines you could take through here. Tommy going shallow. Ludlow taking that wider line. The battle for P7. And to be honest, we don't know what the battle's for because there's so many penalties. There's only Yanni Jans and your leader who are penalty free at this stage as we start the last lap of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, another solid drive from Ford. It was Mexico the last time out, if I do remember correctly, and he didn't pick up a penalty there. Apparently only picking up one warning. And I think he's done the same here today. Only one warning for the McLaren driver, and he's just got one lap to go to hold on to this race lead, not to make a mistake, and he'll bring home another 25 points to his tally.
Come on, Weston, send it. Don't give up, no matter the situation. You've got your pride at stake. You want to win it on track. Let's go, baby. Scenario 7. Let's push like crazy.
Can he maybe make that send on the inside? He'll just be a bit too far behind going into the left-hander. He'll now have the run up towards Sean corner. Can he get this one done if he's anywhere near the McLaren head? And he's just not going to be close enough. He's not got the battery. He's down on 3%. Ford on the other hand, he's only on 6% to be fair. They've both massively drained their batteries, and I think it will be Ford then. He's going to hold on to take victory here at Paul Ricard.
Oh, he's run a bit wide there. Just about makes the corner nicely. But B Ford, he started on the medium tyre. He went for the alternate strategy, or a lot of people say with the prime strategy here for the French Grand Prix. He's going to come around the final corner. Mr. Squeaky Clean is going to win yet another round and extend his lead in the championship to take the French Grand Prix. Westerns, give himself a big pat on the back. A great podium there. And P2, Maitland is going to come across the line. P3, will he hold on to it in penalties? It appears so. Lambert jumps up to take P4 come the checkered flag. And we see James drop down the order. What a race, Matt.
Yeah, what a finish. Only 14 cars took the start, but we still saw a thrilling race. We had that amazing battle in the opening stages. We saw Drazzy trying so hard on that alternative strategy, just didn't work out for him in the end. Yeah, getting that puncture with a couple of laps to go. But in the end, it was the main man himself, the McLaren driver. It was Mr. Ford, crossed the line to take victory by 3.3 seconds. Maitland takes his first podium of the season. Lovely stuff for the AlphaTauri driver, coming from outside the top 10. Again, he started on the hard tyres as well. He really went for the prime strategy. And it's Stacey who's taken driver of the day. And he did that with no setup, so well done, Stacey.
Yeah, that deserves a medal itself. Driving with no setup around here, like you say, really going to be struggling with tyre temps. And that extra drag that it gives you as well. But congratulations to Mr. Ben Ford, your owner, league owner and winner of the French Grand Prix. And commiserations, Mr. Drazzy. You put up an excellent fight, but made a silly move. Here's your final classifications. B4 takes victory on that one-stop strategy, starting P9, and he brings home P1. And then we've got Westerns on that second step. Maitland makes the podium after starting from P11 on also on that one-stop strategy and 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Lucky Lambert, the strategy didn't work out for him. He was one of them front runners who went for that 2-stop. But as you can see, one of the only guys on a 2-stop to actually get into the points and get P4. And it was Dacey, Ludlow, James, Yanni Jans, Tommy Real, and Aki rounds out the points. Just missing out was Fronhoff, and we got Drazzy, Stubbsy, of course, who did not finish the Grand Prix, as well as Lawn. That's been the French Grand Prix. And what have we got next? Let's have a look.
Maybe a quick check of the calendar for next week's race. Next week, ooh, we got a nice one next week, Rich. We're going to Japan.
Oh, konnichiwa. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Nice. Are we going to try go for post-race interviews, or what are we doing?
Yeah, we'll get a quick one because we're going to have to make tracks in a moment and get warmed up. Myself and you are racing, aren't you, Matt?
I am. I'm doing both, yeah.
So yes, we've got an esports event coming up right after this Grand Prix. So if you want to see more F1 action, do hop across to the CSR_F1 stream, as you'll see this calendar season race and take on the League of Champions in an esports event around Spa-Francorchamps, and that'll be from 6:30 this evening. Let's try and get the podium winners in and the championship leader himself.
Alright, let's get started then. We got Rooney, are you ready?
Yep, I'm in it.
Alright, perfect. First of all, congratulations on another victory. A strong race from you here at Paul Ricard. Talk us through your race. How did it all go down for you, sir?
I was happy with qualifying, with the qualifying the mediums at the top 10. Bit of a poor start because I saw Stubbsy got up to P5, I think it was, from the start. Just managed the tyres, didn't really manage to feel that well, but managed the tyres in the RS the first stint, and then decided to make up the places, took my time and paid off in the end. And obviously Sam stayed with me for most of the race on my arse, stealing my DRS.
Yeah, it was a very strong drive for you, and well done as well on picking up no penalties. I don't know how many drivers we saw do that, only like 2 or 3. So that's a big congratulations to you on that one.
Thank you, thank you.
We will move across then to our P2 man, that is Weston's. Well done, sir. You've got your audio included, are you all ready?
Yep, all good.
Alright, so yeah, big congratulations to you, sir. Very close to the win, but unfortunately just wasn't to be. Talk us through your race. How did it all go?
Well, starting on the softs was obviously a huge, gamble, considering that after 6 or 7 laps they were absolutely gone. But I knew that I had to start myself as far up the field as I could, because qualifying on the mediums I definitely would have been quite far down the order. Once we got to my pit window, it was just a matter of getting on those hards, getting off the softs, and maintaining the gap I had. As soon as I broke the RS in the first stint, I knew I was in a good position. So yeah, just kind of pieced it together.
Yeah, worked out nicely for you in the end there. Just another quick question. We saw Drazzy doing a very interesting strategy, going softs to medium, trying to get those mediums to the ends. Did that worry you at all, him trying to do that, or were you sure that he was going to have to box or get a puncher?
Well, when we saw him behind us, when he pitted before me, when I saw him behind me, I thought he was just going to do a soft medium. But making those mediums stretch to the end, we were saying in our party, he either has to pit or they're going to be absolutely destroyed at the end. So we were worried for a period of time, but when we saw he decided to stay out, it wasn't really an issue when we started catching him.
Yeah, fair enough. Maitland, are you good and ready?
Yeah, man.
Congratulations on P3, first podium in ROM. We saw you start a bit down the order and on the hard tyre. but it all worked out very nicely for you in the end. Talk us through your race.
Well, yeah, started hard, got a very bad getaway, pretty much went to last. And getting stuck in the train, I think the leader in the train had damage as well, which wasn't ideal, as it was virtually impossible to overtake. I decided to go for an overcut on Daisy, as I knew my tyres at the end would be a lot quicker, even at 1 lap newer. And I had to pull off some absolute stonkers in sector 3 to get through the field, but the grip was just so much better than those the hards.
Yeah. Congratulations then to you, and I will pass over to Richard to round out the stream.
Yeah, thank you for all tuning in for another Republic of Motorsport Grand Prix. This has been round 5 from the French Grand Prix of Le Castellet. Join us next week from the legendary Suzuka for round 6. Will Rooney extend his advantage in the championship order? Tune in 4:30 every Sunday to find out. Thanks for watching. Good night.